So as you come on, or if you watch the replay, can you give me a hashtag replay just so I feel your energy? I know that you're in this space with me. And as you come on, if you can do any comments, love, hearts, likes, that would be super appreciated, just so I know everything's working fine. I'm using this new software, so I don't know, I'm trusting that it's working. What I wanted to kind of talk a little bit about today is how it is more important now than ever before to fully step into who you are, to really be unapologetically yourself, to find your way into living a full soul aligned life and stepping away from how we as a collective have lived in the past, which is, we've really lived to appease others. We've lived to make other people happy, to do it the right way, to do it. Don't upset the apple cart. Follow the conditioning of do it the same way as the generation before, or don't rock the boat too much. You could change a little bit, but don't disturb the status quo too intensely. And we have lived in that for a really long time. And actually, we're at this point now where that needs to change. So the next generation that are coming through, the Blue Diamond Souls, which you've all heard me talk about a lot in here and in other platforms. So the way that they are coming in is they're coming in without that same conditioning that we have carried. So they are here to really shift things as the way we have known it in the past, which is amazing and is so, so, so needed for us right now. But there's two things. They kind of need us to make this shift with them, because it will support what they are here to do. And also, it's going to be more uncomfortable for us if we don't make the shift, if we don't make this change into fully being soul aligned, being who we are, showing up unapologetically ourselves and letting go of the past conditioning. It's going to be more uncomfortable for us, because the more of these Blue Diamond Souls and other high vibrational beings that are coming through, the more the vibrational frequency of this planet, of humanity, is shifting and changing. And the more, if you are being stuck in your old conditioning and you're being stuck in your old ways, the more uncomfortable it's going to be, because you are basically being forced into this shift, into this change. So it's a double-sided coin here on why it is now time for us to fully step up more than ever, why it is time for us to fully step up and be unapologetic yourself in your soul-aligned self. It's like bringing your soul home to you, finding that deep, deep soul alignment. Thank you, Annie, for the like, so I know it's all working. Finding this deep, deep soul alignment. And when you find it, when you find that deep soul alignment, then step into just being unapologetically who you are. And that probably is going to be uncomfortable and probably is going to annoy or upset other people. And we need to come into this way of being like, well, that's just how it is, because you're here for something. Every single one of us, you can no longer can anybody kind of say there isn't changes happening in the world. Like, hello, are you awake, or have you been asleep for the last 18 months? We've probably been asleep for most of our lives. And then the last, 18 months has been this big wake up call of we are shifting. Humanity is shifting, whether we like it or not, whether we agree with it or not, whether we think it's uncomfortable or whether we think it's amazing, whether we're terrified of it and think, oh my God, I don't want this to happen, or whether we're in the thank goodness it's finally happening camp. It really doesn't matter. What it is showing us is that it is time now for us to fully step into who we are and to step into, hi Sophie, to step into and to fully own this change that is happening, right? And so all of us, every single person in humanity, we all hold a piece. We all hold a key. There is no one of us that doesn't hold an important piece in this shift and in this change that is happening. I want you to really fully get that. There is no one that does not hold a piece in this shift and this awakening that is happening. So whatever key, vibration, frequency, piece of the puzzle, however you want to put it, whatever it is that you hold, it's time now to fully own it and to step into it. Because the longer we don't, the longer we sit in the fear, the longer we hold back of like, oh, I don't know, who am I to stand up and be great? Who am I to stand up and be amazing or to do something in the world? The more we hide back into that fear, the longer this process takes, the more uncomfortable it is for everybody involved. Because it is happening. And, you know, I don't know about you, but I would love it to happen with a little bit more ease and grace. And it's going to be uncomfortable for a while yet to come. We are only in the beginning of this cracking, this shifting, this changing, this rebirth that we are all experiencing together. But we need to make the most of it. And I've spoken in here before about how, you know, 18 months ago, we were all in the birth canal together, and it was a shock and a surprise for everybody, and nobody knew. Well, maybe some people knew, but most people didn't know it was going to happen. And suddenly they're in the darkness, they're in the womb, they're in this death phase. They're frightened of it. They don't understand what's going to be on the other side. They're hanging on to the way that it has been, the way it used to be. And then we're in this birth canal, we're in the discomfort and the stretching and uncomfortableness of it. And then we're coming out the other side and we're rebirthing together, which is kind of amazing and awesome. So we're in this rebirthing phase is where the frequency of the planet and the frequency of all of us, of all of humanity is shifting, changing quite rapidly as we're increasing and moving everyone up to 5D. A lot of people have already been there. Some of us are kind of journeying and traveling, you know, up 12D above, but the collective needed to move from this 3D and all move into this 5D space together to kind of catch up. And so as we're moving into that and as we're in this rebirthing stage is where we really need to actually rebirth into who you are. Like, own it. Freaking claim who you are. And birth into your greatness and birth into what is your soul here for? Because all of us are here for something. You are here for something just as important as every other human on this planet. And so you hiding away from your soul's truth, from your soul's calling, from your soul's gifts, from being fully soul aligned, from being able to fully show up in the world as you holding back into that fear isn't serving you, and it's not serving the rest of the collective. It's not serving the rest of humanity either, because we all have a role here to take. And the thing that we can do, you know, everybody kind of gets caught in these places in our lives of like, oh, like what can I do? I'm just one person. I can't do anything. Well, what you can do is show up and be you. And that's actually all that the world is asking of you right now. There are so many things in the world that we could look to and get ourselves in so much distress around, but I can't change it. There's so much in the world, more than ever right now, that we can look at and think, but who am I as this one person? What change can I make as this one person? Well, your one change that you can make is freaking show up and be you. That's the change that you can make, because that ripples out and that impacts everybody. That makes a change for all of us. And so I want to speak to those parts of us that are in, and you know, I say us because me too, those parts of us that are in the fear of the things that need to change and the things that are happening are so great. How can I do it? I can't do it alone. Who else is doing it? All these places that these human stories that we come into, and start to take some very deep self-responsibility. Some deep, deep, deep self-responsibility. Am I fully showing up as me? Am I fully hearing my soul's calling? And I don't think a lot of people are. There are many of us who are trying to, like, I know I am definitely on that path, and the majority of the time I'm showing up that way, but I still have my days where I'm not. I still have my days where I'm like, oh, this is like way too much for me. Where is the Netflix and the glass of wine and a tub of ice cream? Because holy shit, this is a lot. To try and fully show up as me, and I don't know about it. I'm not so sure about this whole thing. I'm hiding from the world. You know, so we all still have our places where we go into freeze, or our places where we stop, or our places where we question ourselves and we don't fully show up. But our daily practice right now is to be deeply, deeply, deeply self-responsible, and to be who you truly are, and to show up and be soul aligned in every moment as much as you possibly can, honoring the fact that you're human and honoring the fact that sometimes it's really hard, and doing it anyway. Yes, Honoré. I'm a queen, jaguar, dragon, priestess, lover, and tantric muse. Hell yes. Exactly. These are the things, is like stepping up and freaking owning it and announcing it and telling it to the world in whatever way we can starts to shift the vibrational frequency. And so I also want to say, like, if you're hearing this message and you're like, oh, I know that I'm supposed to do something, or I know I am something, but I don't want to, just say it in here. Just say it in this space where it's safe, because what it starts to do is it shifts you into aligning with it. It shifts you into aligning with who you are. So now more than ever, we need to be soul aligned and we need to wake up and be who we are, because we are responsible for our own little piece around shifting the frequency of humanity. And like I say, as the high vibrational children that are being born here at the moment at rapid pace, can I tell you, like, the number of women and the number of powerful soul-aligned women that I know that are birthing at the moment kind of have started from the last month and are due again over the next kind of 3 months is massive. So these high vibrational children, blue diamond souls and other high vibrational children that are starting to come through, they are making rapid change for us. They don't hold the conditioning and the stories that we change, and they are asking us to catch up to where they are. And that means letting go of all of the old beliefs that we've been holding on to so that we can support them in what they are here to do. And also, like I said at the beginning, is like, well, it's going to be even more uncomfortable as the more of them that come and they start to shift us. So, you know, I said us as humanity, we've been moving from 3D to 5D. A lot of us are beyond, well beyond 5D. That's an old story for many of us, but for the greater collective, that's what's happening for many of us, where we're kind of already dancing way above 5D. The blue diamond souls that were coming through over the last kind of 7 years have been up to 12th dimension and supporting this shift and change for us. It's like the, what is it, 100 monkeys? Is that what it's called, 100 monkeys? So where it's like, as enough of them get to a certain vibrational frequency, we are shifting as a collective, which moves all of us, which then provides a safer space for the next wave of high vibrational beings to come through, and they are 12th to 27th dimension. Now, can you imagine being 12th to 27th dimension? You're a being of pure light, have never been in a body, have never been on this earth before in the density that we are all living in. Imagine trying to come here holding that vibrational frequency around people that are not shifting and moving. It's really, really hard for them. So we need to get on board and support them with the shift that they are here to support us with. Does that make sense? They are coming here to make a rapid shift and change, but we can't just sit back and be like, great, next generation are going to make the change. I'll just sit back and relax now. We need to do the opposite to that. We need to step up and to change our own vibrational frequency to really, really support them, to hold absolute divine loving space for them as they're coming through to do the work that they are here to do, as they support us. In really making such a big difference in the world. And I am so excited to see what these beings are here to do and what they're going to provide for us. And, you know, it's already happening. Look at the last 18 months. Look at where we can see the world is changing. It's already happening. It's only going to get more intense as the rest of them come in. So let's band together, take self-responsibility, step into who you are. You know, I've been saying it a lot lately, is you are so much more than you give yourself credit for. You are so much more than you have allowed yourself to see yet. Your greatness is well beyond what it is that you're allowing to see. And so it's time to start to see that. It's time to step into your soul alignment in whatever path that is. And when I say step up, I really want to speak into something here before I finish this live. When I say step up into your full soul's calling, that does not necessarily mean, you know, like Zapheria or all the other people that I'm seeing now starting to speak really publicly. Do I have to start to do that? Do I have to become a practitioner or a facilitator or create courses or whatever? No, not at all. Not at all. You can be your full soul aligned self doing whatever it is that you are here to do. It is just as important and just as needed as everything else. You know, like it's interesting. I live here in Bali. And so I have a lot of support. I have a lot of help here. I happen to live in this amazing big property that has a lot of staff, and I have my own assistant, and I have a production team as well that work with me. And so like the number of support, that the amount of support that I have here is insane. And often when people come and work with me, the feedback that I get is like, wow, you treat your staff very differently to what any other, they call boule, white person, than what any other boule does. You treat your staff very differently, and you're really loving with them. And it's like, yeah, because these people are not my staff. They're my family. They're here creating this with me. The role that they have is just as important in the world as me sitting in front of a camera, or like, you know, I'm creating this TV series at the moment. Let's use that as an example. I'm creating Birthing a New Earth for Awoken TV, this online TV series that's just about to launch, actually publicly launch on my birthday in a month, on the 9th of July. There's been a lot of work that has gone into getting that to that point. Every person who has been a part of that is just as important as me standing in front of the camera and bringing through the message, because they are showing up and doing their work in the world. You know, the woman who works for me as my assistant, that is her calling. Like, she's freaking amazing at it. She like, the way she does it is unlike anybody else that I've seen. This is an incredible calling for her. She's showing up fully soul aligned, and I'm showing up fully soul aligned. And because she's showing up beside me fully soul aligned, I can do what I'm here to do. So her piece in this puzzle is just as important as what my piece in this puzzle is. So it doesn't matter like what you being fully soul aligned is. Own that. Freaking own it. Because it's just as important as everybody else. I don't care. The person who comes past in the truck and collects the rubbish from here, their role is just as important as every other person here. We can't live our life without them. What are we going to do? Live with rubbish piled up and not having these incredible people that are stepping up and holding their piece in the world? So I don't care what, like I don't care what it is for you to show up as yourself and what it means for you to be fully soul aligned. Do that. Do that. Is you being fully soul aligned meaning that maybe for you you're full on introvert, and it's you being at home and it's you reading or playing music or creating art or being in your own space, keeping your own energy safe? Is that you being fully soul aligned? Well, hell yes, we need that. Right? So you're getting the picture that every single piece of the puzzle, if we can't build this puzzle with every single piece in it, it's not a puzzle. It's not a full picture. So what is your truth? What is your soul aligned piece? And it's time to show up and be that in the world. So sending you all so much love wherever you are in this wild and wonderful world that we are living in. If that has brought anything up for you, I would love for you to share it, even if you just do a hashtag replay. But if it's triggered something for you in the like, yes, I'm here to do this and I'm going to own it. Or if it's triggered in you like, oh my God, I don't feel like I'm owning it yet. Or like wherever you are in that, I would love if you felt to share it, into this space. So sending you all so much love, wishing you an amazing, well, it's Monday for me. US, it's Sunday. Wishing you an amazing day wherever you are. So much love.